Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. So fun fact, I recently started school, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to upload now. I'm expecting at least one upload a week, but usually I am pretty good at managing my time, so I wouldn't be surprised if I was still able to do 2 to 3 uploads a week. But anyways, with that out of the way, today we are doing more unpopular K-pop opinions because I am very original. There's not much else to say, but before we start, I do want to thank our newest channel members, Jay, Alpha Fox, and Edgy Does Things. And without further ado, let's get right into opinion number 1. So my first unpopular opinion is that when we talk about the supposed 4th gen it girl, Soyeon from I-dle should really be a part of the conversation. Now obviously there are a bunch of really popular 4th gen female idols in K-pop right now, and I don't really know why people don't consider Soyeon as one of them. I feel like so many people know of Soyeon, know her name, know her face, know her voice and stuff, but don't really acknowledge her popularity and success in the industry, which is really crazy because I feel like I-dle is one of the biggest, I would say one of the top 3 most popular 4th gen girl groups around right now, and Soyeon is such a powerful influencer too. Just last year, Soyeon released her own solo mini album and she got 2 music show wins for it, which is a super impressive feat that I'm not sure many other 4th gen idols would be able to replicate. I also feel like I couldn't count the amount of solo appearances that she's made on variety shows on 2 hands. It seems like every other week she's guesting or starring in some new show, and that's just more proof of her solid brand reputation. Like, these shows want to book her because they feel like her appearing on the show will bring them more viewers. And I know at least a few brands have booked her as a model too, because she's such a trendy idol where people will see her wearing their product and they'll want to buy that product too. I feel like at least when it comes to English speaking fans, people don't really recognize or respect the amount of popularity that Soyeon does have, but if they did, I think Soyeon would be a part of the 4th gen it girl discussion way more than she is now. My second unpopular opinion is that World is 17's best title track since Oh!My. Now, Oh!My was released back in 2018, and since then 17 have released really popular songs such as Left and Right, Rock With You, and Hot, but honestly, I think World is better than all of them. I think I'm just a sucker for broader concepts from 17 because that's the sound that made me first fall in love with them, and World is totally reminiscent of some of 17's older title tracks such as Pretty You and Adore You. World doesn't take itself too seriously, it's so easy to listen to and I feel like I could turn it on no matter what mood I'm in, and generally is the kind of musical direction that I want to see 17 pursue. My third opinion is that sometimes it's smarter for K-pop companies to book smaller venues for their groups when they go on tour. I feel like I've seen thousands of people complain about groups that book venues that only hold like a couple thousand people when they go on tour, but honestly, I kind of respect that because it's a super safe decision. What I think a lot of people don't understand is that it's way better to book a smaller venue and sell it out completely than to book a way bigger venue but not sell all the tickets that are available. This is because most K-pop tours are an investment by the company, so they'll have to spend money to book the venues and pay for transportation and pay the staff that's traveling with them and then pay for hotels and food and everything like that. So going on tour is a pretty huge investment, an investment that'll only pay off if they sell as many tickets as possible. So if a group books a venue that holds like 20,000 people but they only sell 5,000 tickets, the company would probably lose money because the fee of actually booking the venue along with all of the other fees that come with touring would likely amount to more than the money they made off of ticket sales. I guarantee that most companies aren't in a place where they would be willing to make this kind of risk, so generally it's safer to go to a smaller venue so you don't have to pay as much to book it. And even though they might not be able to sell as many tickets as they could have, chances are the company will end up in a financial loss. Now, I'm not trying to say that it's not okay if people voice their frustration that they didn't get tickets to see their favorite group, but I do want to kind of counter the idea that it's so unreasonable that a company didn't book the biggest venue possible. Because if you think about everything that happens behind the scenes, it makes a lot more sense. My fourth opinion is that besides Dala Dala, Sneakers is ITZY's best title track. Yeah, it's better than Icy, it's better than Wannabe, it's better than Mafia in the Morning, it's better than Loco, and although it is one of their best, Sneakers is still better than Not Shy. Honestly, I do understand why so many people don't like Sneakers, but I like Sneakers for all of the reasons why other people don't. Like, sure, it kind of does have a Kids Bop beat, but it's super fun and very catchy. It's totally catered to Gen Z, but I am a Gen Z, so why would I not like it? People thought the lyrics in the pre-chorus were kind of corny, but I found them a bit iconic, and there's genuinely not a single part of Sneakers that I dislike. I might even go as far as to say that it's a perfect K-pop song in my books. And you can disagree with me all you want, but I don't think my opinion's gonna change anytime soon. Sneakers is amazing, it's their second best title track, and might just be the best girl group release of the year. Alright, so I think I need to disclaim this next opinion because it's kind of a serious one. Although all of the other sections in this video are a lot more lighthearted, this one is pretty serious, so please don't interpret anything that I'm saying here as a joke. And with that being said, I do genuinely think that some K-pop groups benefit from having a quote-unquote problematic member. Now, before you scratch your heads and click off the video because you think I'm stupid, please just hear me out. I think sometimes the quote-unquote problematic member of a group will kind of act like a shield for the other members and their controversies. A lot of the time, the problematic member's controversy will be so big that they end up having to take a hiatus from the group, or they might even end up being removed from the group entirely. And I feel like it makes a lot of K-pop stans think that that one member is the only one that's had any controversy in their careers. And even if the other members have had controversies in the past, having a quote-unquote problematic member will make K-pop fans seemingly forget about all of the other members. I don't want to name any names, of course, but I do think that this sort of phenomenon creates really unnecessary hate trains against certain members of certain K-pop groups, sometimes even at the hand of that own group's fandom, and it'll make a lot of people think that it's okay to say just the most immoral things about idols because of their mistakes. So I do kind of just want to remind people that when an idol gets accused of something, it doesn't give you permission to be a terrible person online, and just because one member of a group gets branded as the problem child, that doesn't make the controversies of the other members just disappear. Of course, I can't force you to act a certain way, you have the freedom to do whatever you choose, but if you can, try and handle yourself online with a bit more maturity. Alright, thank you all for listening to that more serious segment, and now we can get back on with the more lighthearted content. So let's move on to the next opinion. My next opinion is that We Are the One, abbreviated as WAT1 by MCND, is the best pre-release song to ever be released by a K-pop group. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about blah blah blah, or what about this song, or what about... No. We Are the One is the best pre-release song ever in K-pop. If you're one of those people that hates chanted choruses and thinks all boy groups sound the same nowadays, then you need to listen to We Are the One right now, because that song will prove you wrong instantly. Boy groups have still got it, but you just have to search a little bit harder, or actually, no you don't, because I did all of the digging for you right now. You want a good boy group song? Go listen to We Are the One, and I promise you won't be disappointed. So for the final section of this video, we're going to do our channel members choice. Basically for this video, I put up a poll, and everybody who either clicked the first link in the description or pressed the join button next to the subscribe button down below and became a member got to vote on what I talked about in the final section of this video. So if you want the power to influence what I talk about in one of my future videos, then consider becoming a member. And without further ado, the channel members choice for this video was... If NMIXX debuted in a different year, then I would totally say that they should be eligible to win Rookie of the Year at Mama. But for 2022, the competition is way too high for them to really even be considered, in my opinion. I think NMIXX had a successful debut for sure, and I'm sure their first comeback next month will be even more successful, but there's no way that NMIXX's achievements this year are going to be able to compare to other monster rookies such as I.O.I, Lesserafim, or newjeans. Those three groups have been able to literally top the charts, like their title tracks have all been at least in the top 3 in every single Korean music chart, at least I think, and NMIXX haven't been nearly as influential on the K-pop scene yet. They're probably the most talented rookie group right now, but end of the year award shows aren't judged based on talent, so I don't think NMIXX have much of a chance. They'll probably be nominated along with other groups like Kep1er, but neither NMIXX nor Kep1er have gained much mainstream popularity within Korea, so I don't see them winning many, if any, end of the year award shows. But we'll see, maybe they'll prove me wrong. And that concludes this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like, and if you want to see more content from me, consider subscribing. Before we leave, as always, I'd like to thank all of our channel members: Asana Rinth, OPJin ITZY, Zhu Zhumin, Wu Twice Tees, Doug, Saiyan Lover, Q-Kun Love, What's OP, Zeus112, Flo099, Jackie, Abe, ZVH, Ray, Wu Youngie, Yin Latte, Jed, Mares, Navi Slay, Soda Scribbles, Minacor, Alex Toro, WJSN Enjoyer, Xioin, Julia, Adrian Wang, Elizabeth Allinger, Shiny, Male T, Muzu Moldarovie, Sunny, Cassie, Leonie, Frago Bobo, Kelsey, Gav, Adifa N, Irene, Chili's Cafe, Mello, Ale, Sydney, Elena Kantaki, Julia Peterson, Che, 97th Heaven, Frosty's Plays, Julian, Jay, Goyoungzi, Alpha Fox, and AG Does Things. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope to see you all again, and without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.